Number 1.
The Robinson family was an upper-middle-class family from Michigan who went from their home in the Metro Detroit area to their Lake Michigan cottage on vacation. During the evening of June 25th, 1968, an initial barrage of 5 gunshots aimed at the father, Richard Robinson, was fired through the back window of the cottage by an assailant armed with a .22 caliber rifle, followed by the assailant quickly bursting through the unlocked back door of the cabin and proceeded to fire a .25 caliber pistol and systematically slaughtering the entire family with point-blank shots to the head. After the smoke cleared, Susan and Richard Robinson were bludgeoned with a Stanley hammer found at the scene. Before being discovered, however, the bodies were locked inside the summer cabin for over 27 days, but only after neighbors noticed a horrific smell emanating from the house. A suspect, one 30-year-old Joseph Scalaro, a former employee of Mr. Robinson, came up during the investigation. Although nothing was conclusive, the case remains open to this day.
Number 2.
In 1993, 10-year-olds John Venables and Robert Thompson were walking around New Strand Shopping Center in England when they spotted 2-year-old James Bugler. For unknown reasons, they then lured James away from his mother, and he was never seen by his parents again. After the 2 boys abducted little James, he was then tortured, sexually assaulted, murdered, then mutilated. 2 days after his abduction, his body was found, laying across train tracks 4 kilometers away from where he had been taken. Blaming each other for the crime, and eventually convicted of murder, they were held in private custody until their trial was deemed unfair, freed, and granted lifetime anonymity for their protection, where they remain to this day.
Number 3.
14-year-old Josh Phillips and 8-year-old Maddie Clifton were playing baseball in 1998 when Josh accidentally hit Maddie in the eye with a fly ball. She screamed, and in a panic, he drug her into his house and into his bedroom. When he was there, for 15 minutes attempted to strangle her with a phone cord. When that failed, he proceeded to stab Maddie 11 times and then bludgeoned her to death with a baseball bat. After he murdered her, he hid her body inside the pedestal that his waterbed laid on. A week later, while his mother was cleaning his room, she discovered that his waterbed appeared to be leaking. When she went to investigate, she found Maddie's bloodied body underneath. Josh was charged with first-degree murder and given life without the possibility of parole. He currently resides in Cross City Correctional Institution.
Number 4.
On the 16th of April in 1996, Kelly Bates, a 17-year-old teenager from England, was abducted and tortured over a period of 4 weeks. On the 16th, Kelly's boyfriend went to the police and said he accidentally killed his girlfriend during an argument while in the bathtub, and she accidentally inhaled bathwater and he failed to resuscitate her. When the police arrived at his residence, Kelly's body was found, naked on the bed. Her blood was also found in every room of the house. An investigation took place, and she was found to have been tortured for over 4 weeks before being killed. A post-mortem examination revealed over 150 separate injuries covering her body. During the last month of her life, she had been kept bound inside the house, sometimes by her hair to radiators or chairs, and at other times with a ligature around her neck. William Lawler, the Home Office pathologist who examined her body, said that in his career, he had examined almost 600 victims of homicide and had never come across injuries so extensive. Kelly sustained scalding to her buttocks and left leg, burns on her thighs caused by the application of a hot iron, a fractured arm, multiple stab wounds caused by knives, forks, and scissors, stab wounds inside her mouth, crush injuries to both hands, mutilation of her ears, nose, eyebrows, mouth, lips, and genitalia, wounds caused by a spade and pruning shears, both eyes gouged out, lighter stab wounds to the empty eye sockets, and partial scalping. The pathologist determined that her eyes had been removed not less than 5 days and not more than 3 weeks before her death. She had been starved, losing about 20 kilograms in weight, and had not received water for several days before her death. The prosecutor in Smith's trial said, It was as if he deliberately disfigured her, causing her the utmost pain, distress, and degradation. The injuries were not the result of one sudden eruption of violence. They must have been caused over a long and extensive period of time, and were so terrible that the defendant must have deliberately and systematically tortured the girl. The cause of death was drowning, immediately prior to which she would have been beaten about the head with a shower head. Her death must have been a merciful end to her torment. A jury at the Manchester Crown Court took 1 hour to find 49-year-old Smith guilty of Bates' murder. They sentenced him to life in prison. Hey y'all, I hope you enjoyed this story. If you did, why not hit the like button? Or better yet, press the big red subscribe button to keep coming back for more. And I'll see you around the campfire.